Hey YouTube, it's ICU, and today we're going to be unboxing the brand new 3rd generation iPad. Now this specific one is a white 64GB 4G LTE model, and let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, so the first thing you'll notice on the front here is the actual iPad itself, and it's extremely similar to the iPad 2's packaging. It looks identical except for the wallpaper used in the new 3rd generation iPad is different from the wallpaper used in the iPad 2, and other than the fact that it's white instead of black, it's basically the same thing. Alright, now moving on over here on the left hand side, it does say iPad, and on the bottom it has the new iCloud logo that was introduced with the iPhone 4S packaging, because as you can tell with the iPad 2's packaging, it just has an Apple logo. So that is something new, not really too big. Moving on the right hand side, it does say iPad. On the top, it has the Apple logo, and down below at the bottom, it does say that it is a 64GB 4G iPad. Now, moving on over here to the other sticker, it does say that it's an iPad Wi-Fi 4G 64GB white Verizon model. All right, so now let's go ahead and actually unbox this iPad. All right, so now let's just go ahead and take off the wrapping. Okay, here we go. Now time to take off the top. And here is the iPad itself in all of its glory. And when we remove the iPad, we have a couple of things beneath it. We actually have a little packet that contains 3 different things. And the first thing is a card that describes all of the iPad's physical features. Next, we have an important product information guide. And we also have 2 Apple logo stickers. Now, aside from that, we also have a USB cable that you can plug in to the bottom of your iPad, just the same as its predecessors, same standard USB cable that basically all Apple products ship with. Now, we also have a wall charger that you can plug the other end of the USB cable into, and it works with the standard US wall outlet. However, you can remove it, and you can change it to an international outlet if needed. Alright, so now let's actually set that aside and take a look at the actual iPad. You can tell this is a 4G version because of the black bar at the top. And let's go ahead and actually turn this iPad on. Now while we're waiting for that to boot up, I'm going to set that aside and we're going to look at the iPad 2 here. So when looking at the back, you will notice that the camera on the new 3rd generation iPad is significantly bigger, and that's because it is the new iSight 5-megapixel camera with iPhone 4S equivalent optics. So it's the upgraded camera. And over here on the iPad, it just finished turning on, so we're going to go through the setup process and enable location services, and here it wants me to set up my Wi-Fi information, so I'm just going to log in, and now that I'm back, let's just set up as a new iPad, and I'm going to skip this step for now. And here we go, just some standard terms. We're going to agree to that. And it did actually say Verizon up at the top a second ago. However, it did cut out and now it's just searching. But moving on, we now have the dictation option. And for those of you that don't know, dictation allows speech to text when you tap the microphone button on the keyboard. And we're going to go ahead and enable dictation. Moving on, we're going to not send diagnostics to Apple, and we can start using the iPad. Now I'm just going to set the wallpaper of the iPad to the same exact wallpaper that I have set on the iPad 2, so we can kind of compare the display. Now let's zoom in close up here. Again, this is a really gorgeous display. It's really hard to tell over video though, especially when you're watching it over another device. If you're watching it on your computer or if you're watching it on a mobile device, you really can't tell. You actually have to experience this in person. It's really great, obviously, because it has 4 times the pixel density of the iPad 2, so it's displaying 4 times the pixels. Now this has basically just been my unboxing for the new 3rd generation iPad. Be sure to rate it up if you liked it. Leave any comments down below in the comment section, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed to be notified whenever I release new videos. And also stay tuned for more 3rd generation iPad coverage. Until next time, this is ICU signing out.